Greetings and welcome aboard to the Heavy Metal Truckers. We are your hosts. I am Pincushion. That is Doppler. Frosty is not here with us this evening because he's doing OTR things. He wanted to, but just timing-wise, he's a little too busy right now. However, we have looked at this before last weekend, and I totally didn't screw up the recording by not... I totally didn't screw up the recording, so we're redoing this because we just enjoyed it that much. Yeah, that's why.
Somebody forgot to record his microphone.
I don't know what you're talking about at all. Your claims are unverified.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is Paradise Lost with their latest single, Serpent and the Cross, I think it's called, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. I don't remember anymore. But it's a new single from Paradise Lost, and we are going to take a look at it. For anyone wondering what Doppler was laughing at is the fact that I am trypophobic, and so I had to look away from the fucking camera whenever I want to sequence it. Funny enough, whenever it goes to the scene of just like the honeycombs, that really doesn't bother me because there's no real depth to it, or it's fairly equal. It's mostly whenever
uniform.
Yeah, when it's uniform. When it begins to get a little distorted, or like there's variations in the sequences, whenever bothers me. So I had
I saw you look away and start laughing.
Shit happens. But anyway, what are your thoughts?
So I still feel mostly the same like I did the first time. I still enjoyed it more than the first song that we listened to from them, which I don't remember the name of anymore.
I don't remember either.
Yeah. And, but I will say, I don't know that I enjoyed it as much this time as the first time we listened to it. Okay. I think it was because, in a second listen, there were a couple little points here and there that felt a little drawn out, maybe. Mm-hmm. That the first time it didn't so much. Still don't know what's going on in the music video, or whatever that video was, to be honest. Or why it went like all trippy at the end. I don't know if it's because he ate the butterfly
got
thing.
Some ideas to it, but explain later.
But overall, it was solid. I liked the sound of the guitars. The slower, more. I feel like this one had a little bit more of an atmosphere than the first one did. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I still enjoyed it more than the first one. Maybe not as much as I did the first time when we listened to it, but I still enjoyed it. I thought his vocals were good. Like I said, I love the guitar tones in this one. Mm-hmm. I overall, I still enjoyed it.
Yeah. It was just as amazing this time around as it was for me the first time. In this one, they definitely went more the doom metal aspect rather than more the death metal aspect that was present in the previous one, because they are a death doom group, but they were more, like I said, doom in this one and death metal in the other one. I absolutely love the keys that are present in the beginning of this and mostly throughout it to provide that atmosphere. And it's just set well enough underneath the rhythm and leads to be able to just be almost, for those who aren't really paying attention, being a psychoacoustic effect, which I think is fantastic. And Paradise Lost is really good for being able to create those kinds of psychoacoustics. Leads are fantastic as always. Vocals, just I can't ask for better. What these guys are, they're a staple. My thoughts with the video, as far as any particular meaning behind it, it's still, I'm unsure, but I've got ideas, and I think, because with the title being Serpents on the Cross, this and seeing the video, it leads me to believe that it is discussing those who claim
Harry Potter, I knew it. No, I'm just kidding. The snake in Harry Potter.
Well, there's no reason for me to explain more. You got it. You got what I was going to say.
Yep.
But
I'm just kidding.
Those that are religious that are more vile and don't follow the teachings of Christ. They do, but they may go on more Old Testament aspect rather than New Testament, which is Old Testament. Not to get into religious studies here, because this can cause a whole ordeal, but Old Testament, one pissed off God. New Testament, Christ going, guys, sorry, Father's really pissed off because you can't do things the way he says, but realistically, just don't be a dick to one another. And so that's more the New Testament aspect. And this is and the way most people believe, well, Christianity is supposed to be following the teachings of Christ, and he mostly taught not to be a dick, along with some other aspects. And this kind of goes in to show that the dude that developed the red eye was one of the ones that was either vengeful or just almost a religious pious, so pious that they go to the extreme extent of going against Christ's teachings. And so the moth, butterfly, whatever it is, goes in and pretty much tries to eradicate them. Those that are they're false claiming, I guess you could best say it, and eventually they lead a life. They carry on throughout this journey. They lead this life, and then ultimately, the way they went about their beliefs catches up to them, and it's time for them to be enlightened, or having the moth go into the dude's mouth, and all of a sudden he's enlightened, and he's going through this trippy aspect of being on acid, damn near, and sees his wrongdoings, and goes in and becomes another moth to eradicate the next line of people who are fucking up. So that's kind of what I took from it. Fight me in the comments.
I'm gonna laugh when we find out that you are way out in left field.
You and I both. You and I both.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, no, that's not what this is about.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But again, that's a great thing about art and music. It is many perspectives can
I wouldn't be
from.
surprised if they did that on purpose to create where people would get their own,
I hear that, or there's ways. It's like I just looked at it on I like clawed beneath the surface, and I looked at the first layer, and there's just so many things that are more intact going on. It wouldn't surprise me. You get into the Death Doom aspect, and there's a lot of just deeper meanings than most people have the time to really look into and look at if it's not surface level. And then the people that do see the deeper meanings, they get pissed off whenever people can't obviously see the things that are just so present. Dude, we don't find. No. But
Yeah, everybody in the comments can tell you how right or wrong you are.
Exactly. Find us in the comments. But aside from that, everything else was absolutely stellar, and I cannot wait to see what these guys have coming for us next. But anywho, that will be it for this episode. This single. So we do hope you enjoyed what you have seen. For disagreements and everything else in between, find us in the comments, and really glad you could be here. Keep rolling heavy.